Welcome to Zimbabwe, where thriving fisheries and aquaculture industry is making waves. In this documentary, we will explore the initiatives and success stories shaping a sustainable future for the nation's aquatic resource.
So during the course of the year 2024, the Fisheries and Aquaculture Resources Production Department was moving forward with its flagship program, the Presidential Community Fisheries Scheme. Within the Presidential Community Fisheries Scheme, we managed to stock 33 dams across the country, and during the course of that program as well, we were able to capacitate the neighboring communities or the communities who are set to benefit from the dam stocking exercises. They actually trained in capacitating them with skills that have to do with sustainable utilization of the resources that would have actually put within the dam, which are the fish.
At the heart of the transformation is the Presidential Community Fisheries Scheme. This program is part of the Rural Development 8.0, is empowering communities to take charge of their aquatic resources. Through dam stocking and fish pond initiatives, boosting fish production, creating jobs, and ensuring food security across the country.
Takapiwa 10,000 dzatakanesa kutemu redu rinonzi Atlanta ranowa ndo cooperative yandiri takapiwa 10,000 tikafara zvikuru uyezve ndikutenda futi kuti rimwe demu rino riri pano rinonzi Sangai rauya rikaiswa futi 10,000 fish saka vari kuti nemamwe 5 mademu asara ari kuno varichava vachisikotipa chirongwa chakanaka siri chekurima uwoyi ende tikufara nazvo tasumukira musi wa 3 na 4 October team yeku Fisheries yakauya ikati toda kutraina ine zvehuwo zvino nhasi izuva ratiri kusangana regraduation tichange tichipiwa macertificates edu zvekutraina kwatakaita zvefish na deputy minister ndinovatenda zvikuru nekuramba vakatirangarira vari kuuya vachitibatsira.
Aquaculture is also flourishing in Zimbabwe. From small-scale fish ponds to large commercial fish farms. At the same time, innovation techniques are being adopted to produce high-quality fish while minimizing the environmental degradation. The Presidential Community Fisheries Scheme, being rolled out by the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, is also targeting the widows so that they can make a decent living.
Nekuti takasarira zvakanyanyisa nemhuri dzedu vana vachitotadza kuenda kuzvikoro tine vazukuru vanga vachitotadza kuenda kuzvikoro asi neprogramu iyi aiwa tiri kutenda president nezvaakatiitira isu tiri venharaunda tisu tinogara mudhuze nemvura iyoyo tichaedza kuchengetedza hovedzi 10,000 dzatapuwa napresident wedu. Mumashure mesomo taingoona mafishi bonga achingouya mudhemu vachiraura hove dzakakura kwazvo vachingobhenefita vanhu vairi vatatu asi taakutenda president kuti aisa hove umu dzakawanda taakubhenefita takawanda.
The Fisheries and Aquaculture Department is investing in the next generation. The Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development youth training programs are also empowering young people to embrace sustainable fish farming. Young people are some of the beneficiaries of the Presidential Fisheries Community Scheme, including young women. In 2024, the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development conducted the Fisheries Workshop chaired by the Southern African Development Community. The main agenda was to come on how the government could regularize Zimbabwe's fish industry. The Permanent Secretary, Professor Obejiri, commented on how the Blue Economy strategy will change Zimbabwe's fish industry.
But more importantly, it is to look at this ecosystem of fisheries as a key game changer in terms of the economy. We must not look at fish just as a source of nutrition or food, but we must also look at fisheries in terms of the transport, in terms of tourism, in terms of employment creation, and so forth. So when we talk about the blue economy, we are really talking about all that economy that ecosystem that the fisheries subsector should bring.
The director of the Fisheries and Aquaculture sector pointed out what the ministry has done during the year 2024 to bring sanity to the fish industry.
We managed to sign a charter, monitoring and control and surveillance charter in the SADC, where we hope that this charter will bring sanity in Lake Kariba. With regards to Lake Kariba, where we get our carpenter, there has been unsustainable overfishing of carpenter. So we have got an excess number of carpenter rigs that are operating on Lake Kariba. And to bring sanity, we need some form of control. We need to ensure that we control the number of rigs that are operating in Kariba on the Zimbabwe side and also on the Zambian side, and to ensure that people are adhere to other laws, for example, where people are not supposed to fish within breeding areas, and the times where we say there is no fishing on the lake.
Zimbabwe's fish industry success is also built on strong partnerships. The Department of Fisheries and the Aquaculture sector within the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development fostered partnerships with international organizations such as the African Union and the Southern African Development Community. This was all done by the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development. One of the partners from the Southern African Development Community commented on how the partnerships would change Zimbabwe's fish industry.
Coordinating with other blue economy sectors will be critical, and I think I'm glad that coordination is one of the thematic areas that will help bring everybody on board, coordinate them, and ensure that we have programs that are inclusive. Stakeholders beyond government entities are also important to this process. Especially for fisheries, we had here the carpenter fishers, but other stakeholders like your tourism also needs to be part of this, especially those who are utilizing our water resources for their tourism activities.
Zimbabwe is committed to the sustainable future of its fisheries and the aquaculture sector. With ongoing initiatives, research, and a focus on climate resilience, the nation is poised to become a leader in sustainable aquatic resource management. A good example of sustainable fisheries in Zimbabwe was shown by the Deputy Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development when he was distributing the fingerlings in Goromonzi recently. During the distribution of the fingerlings, Honorable Marapira added that after dam stocking, farmers are encouraged to be cautious with the fingerlings for the fish numbers to increase.
Kuno ku Goromonzi patakatanga kuisa hove kumadhamu pane vaibata hove less than a kg pazuva umunhu 1, asi ike zvino patakastoka kwese vakugona kubata hove dzinosvika 7 kgs pamunhu mumwe, zvinoreva kuti pamusha havagoni kudya hove dzinodarika 7 kgs. Vakabata nhasi 7 kgs, mangwana vakadzoka vakatobata dzimwe 7 kgs dzava dzokuti dzava dzokutengesa. Tinoda kukurudzira kwese kuna madhamu kuti kana tikaisa hove dzakaita sedzidzi, pano tasiya hove 10,000, tinomboenda for 6 months tisiri kutora hove idzodzo kuitira kuti dzikwanise kukura nokubereka, dzobva dzabereka dzakadi dzakawanda.
And we are hoping that we will be getting more to ensure that as our sector grows, we have got more refrigerated trucks that are actually available in the country to ensure that as farmers harvest, we'll be able to access their product before it starts perishing. We also have private players who are also on board to complement government efforts, and these are also looking into doing similar ventures as what government and its partners have already started implementing.
These are just a few of the many inspiring stories from the Zimbabwe fisheries and aquaculture journey. With the dedication, innovation, and community empowerment, the nation is charting a course towards a brighter and more sustainable future for the people of Zimbabwe and its aquatic resources. In the year 2025, the Ministry of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water, and Rural Development will be focusing more on how to improve and protect the fingerlings from the Presidential Community Fisheries Scheme.